friends of Israel and friends of Palestine and friends of the world. I want to share this incident with you. Israel and Palestinians, Israelis and the Palestinians have been there for the last 64 years. When the leadership of Israel addresses the other people, they address them as the Palestinians. And when the Palestinians address the other, they address them as Israelis. So they're talking between Israelis and Palestinians. They exist. No need to acknowledge, no need to drop them from the heavens. They are there. They've been there. So what is the problem in acknowledging it or recognizing it at the United Nations? All they have to do is let the world know that the Palestinians exist as they have been talking, and vote for yes. I hope Prime Minister Netanyahu asks the ambassador of Israel to be the first one to vote yes for Palestine. It will open up whole new doors of cooperation, acknowledgement, recognition. It will open the goodwill. It will nurture the goodwill. I hope they do that. Do you see a problem in recognizing Israel and Palestine? What is the problem with the Arab countries? They deal with the Israelis. Why just they don't say Israel exists? That's all it takes. It will open the whole new vistas. There will be peace in the Middle East by taking that one small step, opening their mouth and saying it. They're saying it. They just say it in the United Nations. It will put an end to the conflict. It will be the small step, but leading to the bigger giant step of peace in the Middle East. Thank you. Now go to the next one. There is something very simple, something very basic we need to remember. I, as an individual, if I threaten, frighten my family members, my friends, or the people around me, do you think I will be safe? Do you think I'll be secure? I cannot go to sleep worrying that when I'm in a deep sleep, somebody is going to come and get me. Apply the same formula to the nations, whether it is us Americans or Israel or Afghanistan and any country in the world. If you threaten, if you frighten, if you harass the neighbors around you, you cannot have peace. You are always worried for that vulnerable moment when they are going to get you. Why live in fear when you have a choice to do the right thing? To acknowledge each other, talk with each other, bring peace. Mother Teresa said something very beautiful. I want both Prime Minister Netanyahu and the other Prime Minister Abbas to think about this. When you want to make peace, you talk with your enemies, not your friends. But Mr. Netanyahu and Mr. Abbas, you don't need to talk with me, America, Canada, or anybody. You need to talk between you. That's who you need to make peace, not anybody else. Mother Teresa was so right. When you want to make peace, talk with your enemies. And a Chinese philosopher had something wonderful. He said, if you want to finish the enemy, make friends with them. If you fight with the enemy, they will fight with you. They will fight with you, you will fight with them. There is no end to this. But when you make a friend, you can go sleep in peace. Think about these two. You too, Abbas and Netanyahu, you can make the peace. It's in your hands. You can do it. You got to have guts. You will have people opposing you. You need to stand up against them and tell them this is the right thing. And this is very important for both of you to listen. Every morning when you wake up, make a habit, both of you. Mr. Netanyahu, look at in the eyes of children from Palestine, 5 children in your office. Look at their eyes. And look at the eyes of 5 Palestinian Israeli children and ask yourselves, when they grow up, are they going to live in peace? Am I a criminal to give them hassles, make their life difficult? Don't think you're a criminal. Think of yourselves as a peacemaker. Imagine, dream, promise those children that you are going to work hard to give them peace, a good, prosperous life. Abbas, same thing to you, sir. Look up 5 Israeli children, 5 Palestinian children. Think I'm talking to not only Abbas and Netanyahu, I'm talking to every Israeli and every Jew, every Palestinian, Christian, Muslim, and Jewish Palestinians. Think about each other. If you don't respect, if you threaten each other, how can you expect peace? I, as an Israeli, I, as an American, I, as a Palestinian, cannot demand peace from you. If my heart and my mind is not peaceful, if I'm hateful towards you, how can I ask you to be peaceful to me? I have to drop it first. I am the powerful, I have to drop the first. Then I should look for you to drop it. It will happen. Peace is there in your hands, gentlemen. Abbas and Netanyahu, you can make the difference. Promise to those children every morning that they can look forward for a better future. And say to yourselves, am I a criminal? Everything I'm doing, negotiating with each other, doing all these things, is it going to peace and prosperity of those children? Or am I going to make it difficult for either children? No one can be in peace unless both are in peace. Think about this. And I ask the people of Israel and Palestine, to think about this seriously. Peace comes from each one of you, not the governments, not America, from you. It has to come from your heart. You want peace. Don't worry. If others don't do what you do, let's not there be any scorekeeping, Israel. If Palestinians take a misstep, forgive them. Don't take revenge. Don't do the scorekeeping. Scorekeeping multiplies the conflict. It aggravates the conflict. It is time for you guys to mitigate the conflict and nurture goodwill. You can take the steps to do it. Yes, you can do it. And we are with you if you do the right thing. Thank you.